Hey everybody, it's Qqcknd and welcome back to 5 Fact Friday. If you are thinking, hey Qqcknd, it's Saturday and I hate you, I'm right there with you 100%, and there's definitely some talk about where 5 Fact Friday went. And I mean, it's been a couple hours since it was Friday, and I got a message on Tumblr that kind of got me upset. I actually answered it publicly and somebody else messaged me back and was like, hey, even that made me upset. And it was kind of like, giddy up with 5 Fact Friday. I guess I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. I've been traveling, following Joanna Newsom on tour. These last couple weeks, I actually got a 5 Fact Friday question about what's up with that? Raise the roof here a second. So I haven't been home, I guess, since last week, and I know some of you know, if you're familiar with this channel, that I do suffer with different anxieties and depression, and not being home for so long definitely did trigger a huge problem with me. In the last couple days, I haven't been able to get out of bed. I mean, I think some of you know, as I've mentioned before, how I kind of deal with my anxiety and depression, and unfortunately it is locking myself in the room or the bathroom, which is my favorite place on earth. So I'm just trying to cultivate some good vibes in here and kind of feel it out. So yeah, if you're wondering where 5 Fact Friday went, I slept right through it, but I kind of decided mentally that that was the best thing for me. I got home from Chicago Thursday, 9 a.m. and then went right to school. So I haven't been home. I haven't done laundry, been with John, been with the room. I really told myself clean the bathroom, get some stuff done, make yourself feel a lot better. But then I had Depop orders and all of this stuff, just catching back up with my real life. And I think most of you guys know 5 Fact Friday is usually really long, a half hour long, but a lot of people tell me they really like it, they listen to it, oh my god, they listen to it while they're doing their homework, their art projects, they tune in every week. So I felt really bad about a lot of people missing their favorite segment of mine, but in all, it takes me a while to film 5 Fact Friday. It takes a lot of energy from me, filming it, answering it, editing it, now this side. So I would say, just to help myself, I kind of gave myself a little bit of a rest, because it is a labor-intensive video that I create, and I love doing it, obviously. And usually I have that energy for it saved up somewhere in my little Charlotte's Web. But this Friday, I just had to rest or I would die. But here's 5 Fact Friday. I've said it before, I'll never skip it, but it was not on Friday. I had to get another bobby pin, So that's where it was. I was dead. And now, I don't want to say I've recovered, but I'm in my bathroom, I'm in my own clothes, I'm in my own world. And I've just been really stressed out lately. Joanna Newsom tour took a lot out of me, as I said to my own friends, so not, well, you guys are my friends. So I was saying today, I'm a homebody. I stay in the house. I love my house. I love my neighborhood. I love my city. And for me to go to New York, to Pittsburgh, to Chicago, day after day after day, it took a lot of energy out of me. It kind of took a lot out of my soul. And it was really difficult for me to go through all that, although I love to. I mean, I would follow Joanna as much as I possibly could, but 4 shows was a lot for me, 4 dates, and you know, I would do it all again if I wasn't in school and on a student's budget. However, deep breath, now I'm home, Philadelphia skyline right outside of the window. And I said this today, like, no matter how comfortable the couches I stayed on were, my bed just has a different feeling. And no matter how the showers I showered in were, my shower just gets the temperature I like, and it has the body wash I like, and the smells and everything. 5 minutes into 5 Fact Friday, that's where it went. So a lot of people ask me, like, what are you doing? What's up? So this last week, it was the last show that I was gonna take on Joanna Newsom tour. I went to Chicago to hang out with my friend Qcknd. I got a lot of messages like, hey, are we gonna do a meetup? Where are you in the city? Where are you eating? Are you really in Chicago? How long are you gonna be there? And I tried to reply to a lot of you and say like, hey, I'm just here for Joanna Newsom tour, like really low key, like it's not like a YouTube affiliated thing, like just really chill, like there for Joanna Newsom tour. I got a lot of feedback like this in the last like couple weeks, and I did answer in the last week's 5 Fact Friday like how I felt about meetups, and I would refer back to that video if you're interested in a meetup. I did get like a lot of cool feedback like, hey, like why don't you do like a low-key meetup, like everybody meet up at the Bean or whatever, and I think that that's super chill. But this time around I was just in Chicago to hang out with my homegirl and to see Joanna Newsom. So it was kind of just a pretty low-key, like I was probably there for like 2 days and then I flew out Thursday morning. So don't be upset that I was in your city and you couldn't see me, because like I said, just like really low-key, just like super chill. Like I've been really high stress, and like I think Qcknd and I are cut from the same cloth, and we really just chilled really hard. So that's what was up, and that's what's going on. That's the update. Yeah, but I love Joanna Newsom. Back in like 2012, maybe? She played Pitchfork Music Festival. I'm not your festival kind of girl. Like when all those like huge like festival hair, trips, tips, outfit, makeup videos come out on YouTube, I'm kind of just like, I'm gonna watch cable for a week because I'm just like not that festival girl. And you know, the story goes, I hitchhiked to Chicago to see Joanna Newsom. I'm sorry, I like dyed John's mom's hair today. So, like, to the edge of the earth, within my means, I would go see Joanna. So I was just really hyped that I could see her during some of her East Coast shows. I love her. She was who I was listening to the day I decided to stop eating meat. Like, there's something, her lyrics are just like fantastical, and they take me somewhere, and they fill up my heart, and they explain emotions and words and feelings that I couldn't explain myself. And I think that really shows talent, and I think that she really understands her instrument, really understands her vocal range, her music, and it's just such a talented artist, and I love her. I recommend her to everybody. I know that she's not really everyone's feel, but like I said, like her vocal range like is unique and artistic and beautiful, and I mean, she's been with me for a long time, and even like some of the hardest nights I always had Joanna, so I'm always there to see her. And when I see her, I feel a lot of emotions, a lot of things, warm feelings, great feelings, satisfaction, and most of all, I always feel really proud of myself for going to see her, because there's not a lot of things I like, so I feel like the things I do like, I have to do right. So I always try to do Joanna right. Didn't see her in Boston, had to take DC off the roster because, I mean, it's just bad timing. It's Christmas, and I don't know, my family celebrates Christmas, and that's what I had to celebrate. And recently, like, I've gotten in touch with some people on my biological father's side, so I wanted to get them a little something this year, so my budget is just nothing. So had to take a couple dates off the tour. My heart's broken, but hopefully she'll tour again. Yeah, so I got a lot of questions about a lot of different things this week, and I feel like I tried to just answer all of them. So I got this question on Tumblr, and I was pretty excited to answer it. Not excited, like, but I think it's a compelling question, and I was happy that this person came to me. And this question is on Tumblr, and it says, how important do you think sex is in a relationship? And I mean, I'm happy to answer this because I think that my answer, I don't think my answer will be valuable to the person who asked me, but here we go. So I've said this before in my like birth control video. I'm not like a really sexually inclined, sexually motivated person. Not really like totally sexually active. I mean, it's not something I ever really think about. Ever. I don't know, like I think that like my partner is attractive. I'm very attracted to him. And like, yes, like we do have sex. But obviously it's not like a big motivator in my relationship because like just me, the way I was born, the way I was raised, my life experiences, just who I am. I've always really related with like zines and stuff I've read written by like asexual people and people talking about being asexual. Like some of those things have always really resonated with me and something I've really related to, but I mean, it doesn't like fit me like a glove. I don't identify as being asexual, but stuff like that has always kind of related to me the most. And I mean, I've experienced relationships that burn to the ground because of the way that I feel. And there have definitely been relationships that I tried to catch up with, or maybe like I felt like I was trying to please my partner too much and do things I wasn't comfortable doing. So I really think that it is a part of a relationship and like it happens in a relationship, but unless both people like are that way, like very sexual people, sexually active, motivated, interested, like it's their interest, their hobby, whatever, like I think that that's great, but I don't think that both people in the relationship necessarily have to be like very sexual people. But I also think that this is like a really difficult thought and difficult thing to come across with people, and like unfortunately here's John calling. Hello? Hey. I'm filming 5 Fact Friday. What are you doing? I think that finding a partner for you, especially if you are like me, can be totally difficult, and I don't want to sound cliche and be like, there's somebody out there for you. But what if there's not? Like, what if that's okay? Like, I kind of like thinking and playing around with like different options and different things like that, and until recently, I had the hardest time like feeling fulfilled by friends. I always thought that like a boyfriend or a partner was the person who was going to fulfill me. But like lately, some of my friends have been really fulfilling to me as well. So even a relationship doesn't even have to be what fulfills you, and it doesn't have to be sex that fulfills you. But I don't think that sex should drive your relationship unless you find someone who has like kinks like you or whatever. Like if sex is the most important thing to you, maybe you want to find somebody who also has the same idea of what's important, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the same topic. I think John and I get along because like we are very similar people. Like, we have very similar thought patterns and very similar just socioeconomic backgrounds. No, I'm kidding. Like, but you know, I'm sure that there is like a lot of understanding that comes from his end, and it took me 25 years on this earth to get over the like, oh, men are just more sexually driven than women, and sometimes you just have to fake it and give them what they want, and boys will be boys. It took me a long time to get over that, and I think I feel more confident in relationships now that I'm able to be like, hey, I'm not that sexy sex person, and I just have other things that make me really happy and fulfilled. And I think that connecting with somebody in that way is really great, but it's not the biggest motivator in my relationship. Like, falling in love is, and finding someone I can connect with and someone who understands me and is willing to understand me and willing to make compromises and get along and like go a little bit out of their way. And sometimes I think sex can really be a shortcut to all of those things, and sometimes it happens on purpose, sometimes it happens on accident. I think we have different social expectations than we should about sex, and obviously it comes from like TV and whatever, like, oh, the third date, it's time to give it up, whatever. Like, I think that all of these cliches are really instilled in us, but honestly, like, I don't think that sex is the most important thing in my relationship, and I can't think that. I wouldn't want to think that. That would really bum me out. But like, that's not the most important thing to me. If it's the most important thing to you, of course, find somebody who's like that, but also have acceptance for somebody who isn't, because life is much deeper than that. See what else is on the roster. And my final question, what is your least favorite part about doing hair, and what is your favorite? So for me, as some of you may know, I have a difficult like customer service background. I worked at McDonald's for 75 years and a coffee shop and like Kmart and Target. So at this point, my soul is really sensitive to like negative customer feedback. And not to say that like I can't be criticized, because I have a fucking YouTube channel, all I do is get criticized. I think that's okay, but it's kind of just like when you offer a service to somebody and they're really mean to you, it kind of diminishes your value as a server. And I think that beauty is very customer service intensive. I mean, very obviously. So sometimes I get really scared with my customers because sometimes they're really mean, and I'm really sensitive to that behavior. And I was talking to one of my teachers about becoming a student teacher at my school, because I feel like that might be a good career choice for me, and she kind of told me that I was too sensitive and that I would have to toughen up a little bit in order to do something like that. So, you know, that kind of makes me sad, because I am a sensitive person, and I don't think I ever used to be. I think that it's kind of new, so that makes me sad about doing hair, that someone has the potential to be like really mean to me, and that makes me nervous. Because I don't want anyone to hurt my feelings. And it's like, oh, it's the customer's world and the customer is always right, but I have been there when the customer has been wrong, so now I don't believe that stuff. And the customer does not have the right to hurt my feelings at all. One time I turned a lady's hair blue and she was really chill about it. So if she can be chill about it, you can wait in line for 20 more seconds. So that aspect of hair like really terrifies me. Obviously, I've only ever worked in the salon at my school, which is in a nice little bubble. Not really. My feelings get hurt there all the time. I cry all the time. But I don't know what the real world is like out there. I try to tell myself that my skill will represent me and people will seek me, so maybe they won't ever feel disappointed because they know that they sought me out and they wanted me to perform their services personally. Whereas when I worked at a coffee shop, everybody wished that we were Starbucks, so I was never good enough. So wipe that out and maybe I might just survive in this world. But honestly, I'd rather just do YouTube for a living, but oh well. What's my favorite aspect of hair? I do like having the opportunity to be creative. When I was younger, I was in band, I was in chorus, I was in art, and I had to drop 2 of those when I got to high school. So I decided to stay in band. And I remember I was offered like this art scholarship to an all-girls art college, and my mom said no. So I was like, okay, you know, stay with band. Mom already said yes. And I feel like ever since then, I always wanted another opportunity to do art. And, you know, I went to college and I always wished that I went to art school. So now that I'm in beauty school, I think that it is a great opportunity for me to express myself and to create something every day. And, you know, I said it before, like, doing YouTube really satiates that desire inside of me, but I think that desire is ceaseless. And I love to be able to create something that benefits somebody. And I mean, I've said this before, like owning your craft and having something in your hands that you create yourself without the aid of something else is a miraculous thing. And I love being able to create and do a trade and create something that is valuable to somebody, and not even valuable with currency, but value because it gives them like a reason to look in the mirror and feel good about themselves. And hey, some people just want a haircut to keep it maintained, and I get that, but it goes beyond that. Like my license, like today we did waxing at school and I was all about it. I cried, but I always cry. But I love doing waxing and I love making people like feel beautiful, and I would want beauty for everybody, so that's something I really enjoy about school. So that's Fun Fact Friday. Just wanted to make an announcement. I'm going to be making a zine, and I said this before, but this zine is actually going to come out. I gave myself 2 weeks to do it, to add to my stress syndromes and my stress feelings. But it's gonna be all about my tour and kind of the stuff that isn't on the internet, some of the stuff I couldn't share on like a more public platform. So that's gonna be out. Let me know if you're gonna be interested, because I know I'm gonna make copies for my friends and family, but I just kind of want to get a gauge of people who are interested in it, so I can figure out what the production value is going to be and kind of the cost. I was kind of thinking $10. And if I'm going to sell it on Depop or not, I don't know if people really liked that. But if you did, let me know. Like $10, free shipping or something. Probably like 10 or 20 pages, because I do like writing, and I took so many pictures, and like I said, it's going to be a little more intimate and personal than I feel comfortable putting out in video and in live, and perhaps on Tumblr, but I would love to create a zine. Please let me know if you're going to be interested so I can kind of gauge how many to print. I'll probably make another 5 Fact Friday in between now and then, so you have time to decide how you feel about that. I was thinking of making like 20 copies, maybe 50 if a lot of people are into it. Send one to my mom. My grandma sent me this for me and John. Her handwriting is so small. My handwriting could never be that small. I'll never be good enough. So this is 5 Fact Friday. Sorry that this was the Depression Digest, but I don't know. I haven't been home all week, and this is where my heart is. Not here. I love you guys. Thanks for keeping up with me and keeping me in mind and bearing with me. This is probably 4 hours long, but I love you guys. I graduate school in like 5 days, so I'm freaking out about that. Let me go. Till next time, till next 5 Fact Friday. You guys don't really like Vlogmas, so I haven't really been keeping up with it. But some of you like it, so I do have some footage from Chicago, but I didn't really make a huge effort about it. I just wanted to have some time. I love you guys. Until next time, bye.